My boyfriend's best friend texted him at midnight, showed up on every date, and called him when we were in bed. He said I was overthinking it. So I finally tested that theory. I never thought I'd be the jealous type. When my boyfriend Daniel told me about his girl best friend Letitia, I didn't really care. He even laughed about it once. He said, "Relax, she's basically my sister." So I trusted him. At first, everything seemed fine. They texted a lot, but best friends do that, right? That's what I kept telling myself. But then I started noticing little things. He'd be smiling at his phone, and the second I looked over, he'd flip the screen away. So one day I just asked him. I said, "Who are you texting?" He said, "Letitia, she's just talking about her day." I said, "What's she saying?" He shrugged and said, "Nothing important." I don't know why, but that answer gave me a bad feeling. Then the late night calls started. We'd be in bed, I'd be half asleep, and his phone would buzz. He'd look at it and say, "It's Letitia, I'll be right back." I'd say, "Now? It's past midnight." And he'd go, "Yeah, she just needs advice." But it was never quick. 30 minutes, sometimes longer. I tried to ignore it. I really did. But then she started showing up everywhere. We'd be out on a date, and suddenly he'd say, "Oh, Letty's nearby. She might join us for a bit." A bit turned into the whole night, and I just sat there, feeling like the third wheel in my own relationship. So one night I finally said something. We were at dinner, and I looked at him and said, "Don't you think this is a little too much?" He got defensive immediately. He said, "It's not that deep. You're overthinking it." Letitia didn't say anything. She just sat there, trying not to smile. And I swear, that half-assed smile bothered me more than anything he said. But what really pushed me over the edge happened a week later. I was at his place just scrolling through Netflix. His phone lit up on the table. I wasn't even trying to snoop. But I saw the message. It said, "I miss you. Today felt weird without you." My heart literally dropped. When he came back into the room, I was holding his phone. I said, "Why is she saying she misses you?" And instead of answering me, he goes, "You went through my messages?" I snapped. I said, "You left it right here, just answer the question." He sighed and said, "You're making this a big deal, stop being so insecure." I said, "Don't I have every right to be insecure?" He didn't say anything. That silence told me everything. So I grabbed my bag and said, "I'm not competing with your best friend." He shook his head and said, "You're being dramatic." I got to the door, turned back, and said, "No, I'm just finally seeing you are a horrible person." And I left. He didn't come after me. Not that night. Not the next day either. 2 days later, he texted me. The message said, "You really overreacted." I didn't reply. Because at that point, it realized I wasn't insecure. I was too naive to see he had always been like that since the first day I met him. I never dated again.
Subscribe for more stories like this.